is Ty with Ty the Dog Guy on the Daily. If you're watching the video portion, you know that I'm working a dog here. And if you're not watching the video portion, that's okay. We're just walking along. I'm not showing too much. But I'm working with Barney here. Come on. Barney comes to us from Virginia. So long ways away, Virginia here to Salt Lake to work on his aggression. His owners have tried a lot of things out there and been unsuccessful. And so here he is so that we can kind of work him through the problem. And one thing I'm always telling people about when we're working on aggression is there's really two time frames that we're looking at, right? We're looking at the time frames when he's being aggressive, and we're looking at all of the other times. And so if you count those two, that's 100% of the dog's life, right? And so now most of the dogs with aggression that we see, it's lopsided. You know, it's probably 90-10, 95-5, meaning most of the time the dog's not being aggressive. But it's those times when the dog is being aggressive that are the most troubling, the most difficult to deal with, that, you know, really cause such drastic moves as sending your dog halfway across the country for some training. And so, like I say, it's really those two time frames that we need to be looking at and concerned with. What he's doing when, what we do when he's being aggressive, and what we do when he's not being aggressive. And the reality is, what we do when he's not being aggressive is probably more important than what we are doing when he is being aggressive. That's, a big question I get frequently is like, oh, my dog's being aggressive, what do I do? Well, what you do is all this other stuff when he's not being aggressive, because the dog with aggression, has a baseline problem. And you can see right now, this is kind of early on in the process. I don't know when this podcast will actually be posted, but if you're watching the video, he's kind of all over the place. He's pulling on the leash, he's going this way and that, no focus, things like that. And so, what we see from that is, he's not being aggressive right now. We've got a dog who doesn't know how to focus, doesn't know how to think calmly, doesn't know how to pay attention. And so that's 90-95% of our job right there, is teaching him how to just live a much more relaxed lifestyle. We call it the baseline, where he just needs to live on a different level, such that when he's faced with other dogs that makes him want to be aggressive, that he's not taking off and being aggressive, because his mind's already in a different place. So like I say, what you do when your dog is not being aggressive is typically far more important than what you do when your dog is being aggressive. You've got to set that baseline with good focus, good habits, and good obedience. This is hard for a lot of owners. They just kind of want to coexist with the dog instead of, now this guy's owner is different. They're going to be great at keeping up his training. But a lot of dog owners simply want to coexist. They want to share space. And they want a buddy when they want a buddy, and they want a partner when they want a partner, and they want a walking friend when they want a walking friend. And they just kind of want to share these moments, when in reality what their dog needs is some really great leadership that 90-95% of the time, and needs some great instruction, and needs some great teaching on how to be calm and how to focus, that 90-95% of the time. Often, not all the time, but often if we just accomplish that, we don't even have to deal with the aggression, because it goes away on its own. Now, if it doesn't, then we do need to look at what do we do when the dog is being aggressive. And we've got tons of videos on that. I'm not going to get too deep into that. We've got tons of videos and DVDs and all sorts of good stuff on how to address that. But really, it's about how to properly correct so the dog realizes that it's not okay. But that's the question I want to pose to you. If you're dealing with aggression or anxiety or destruction or things like that, I want you to understand that it's probably 80-20, 90-10, 95-5. That most of the solution is what you do in the other moments when the dog isn't displaying that behavior problem. So think on that and see what you can do to fix that.